everyone, welcome back. Thanks for joining us. This is the second part of our two-part series geared toward veterans. I'm here with Ron Millward of Balanced Veterans, joining me today for our second yoga session. We're here at the Apothecarium today, where Alera is set to release their new yoga blend called Om, now with CBD, which additionally helps with the physical symptoms of chronic pain that can interfere with your ability to be mobile and therefore do yoga. Our practice today will focus on chronic pain. We'll be doing some very gentle stretches to help mobilize and restore articulation to places in the body that may become stiff and uncomfortable due to previous injury or scar tissue or habit patterns that we tend to hold in our bodies. So I'm going to invite you guys to have all the props. I recommend that you have a bolster, at least one blanket that you can fold to be different varying heights for a cushion, 2 yoga blocks or substitutes, and a yoga strap. Now, you don't have to have these specific objects if you don't have professional yoga props on hand. You can get creative and use literally whatever is available. Find a couch cushion in place of a pillow. A couple of books can substitute for yoga blocks. Whatever you can think of to bring the floor up to you. You don't have a yoga strap? That's okay. A dog leash or a belt will do just fine. Even some bath towels folded can substitute for a blanket. We're going to be low to the ground. We're going to be working with our breath through gentle, passive stretches, some a little more active, but do what you can, how you can. The priority is the breath, okay? So anything I suggest, if your breath can't come with you, don't do it. And I'll show you modifications as we go along for places you can be instead. You can always catch up with us as we move forward. All right, let's get started.
Let's do it.
Cool. So grab your yoga bolster. If you don't have a bolster, some options. You could roll a pillow in some towels. You could roll up a blanket and wrap it like you would roll up a yoga mat. You could also, if necessary, just bring your shins up onto your couch cushion at home to mimic what we're doing here. Ron and I are going to bring our shins and backs of knees onto our bolster with it horizontal on our mat. And then we're just going to ease ourselves down onto our backs. And let the arms come out to the sides with the palms face up. Now, hopefully you came into this pose and found like a huge sigh of relief as your body spread out onto the ground. If you are feeling uncomfortable here, you could elevate the knees more to alleviate any discomfort in the low back. You could take your folded blanket or towel and slide it under the back of the head. You could alternately roll a towel into a firm bolster and place it behind the neck to accentuate your cervical curve. Very good. And we're gonna let our bodies drop. And your body temperature may drop as well, so totally fine to cover up with a blanket if necessary. If you're comfortable doing so, let your eyelids close over your eyes. And the skin of your forehead smooth out. And try to release any expression on your face, any muscular impression from the body, and let yourself drop, almost like a fridge magnet to the earth. Let gravity pull you. Now, without changing anything about your breath, turn your attention to your breath and just notice how you're breathing. Notice where you feel the breath. Notice if it's got a rhythm or a pace. Is it short and erratic, or slow, smooth, and deep? And oftentimes, just by posing the question to the breath, it naturally becomes slower and deeper because it simply feels better. So allow for that. So that the inhalations, maybe they start to creep down into your belly. And notice when you breathe in, does your belly gather towards your spine or expand out? See if you can let it balloon up. And then when you exhale, see if you can let your belly fall toward the spine and drop all of your bones to the ground. And like this, we start to gather our attention into our breath. And our breath, if it's slow, deep, and continuous, can start to corral our senses into our inner experience. So as much as possible, allowing yourself to relax and become the gentle waves of inhale, turning seamlessly into exhale. Filling the belly, filling the ribs, filling the chest. Now, as we take this breath exploration, start to observe the places in your body that feel like they're holding tension or have sensation in them. And direct your next inhalation to precisely those places, as if to soften them, like fresh water kind of drenching something dry and stale. And as you exhale, let the breath go out fully, not just out of your nose, but almost like you could relax to a point that the breath oozes out of the pores. Continue like this. Long, slow inhalation, like a lake tide lapping on the shore. And soft, smooth exhalations, just smoothing away any edges. In through the nose, replenishing every cell. And out through the nose. Allowing yourself to settle. One more breath, just like this. Good. So we're going to maintain this pace, which is very slow and kind of heavy, right? But we're going to start to move our bolsters out of the way, just rolling them forward toward the top of the mat, and place the feet about hip width in line with the sit bones. And you can slide your arms up into cactus arms, which is a little easier on tight shoulders. Palms face up. Good. Notice if you need to reorganize your breath now that the body has changed shape. And come back to the slow, conscious inhale and soft, smooth exhale. With an inhalation, we're going to press into the heels and just pick the hips up like an inch or two off the floor and scoot them about an inch over to the right. And on our exhale, we're just going to lower our legs over to the left side. Now, if as you lower the legs, your right shoulder blade wants to pop up from the floor, you're just going to take your bolster or one of your blocks. Totally fine if you have to come out of posture to find your props. Use my blanket if you like. And we're going to place it under that left outer thigh. So place that block under your outer thigh. So that then the floor comes up to you and your chest can roll toward the right. Can you now breathe in your right lung? Good. Good. Now we're going to relax our femur bones, relax our belly. And as we inhale, breathe belly, ribs, chest, taking the breath specifically to the places that feel like they need it the most. So places that feel tight, exhale. Places that feel immobilized, right? We're going to move the breath up to these places as if we wanted to use the breath like we were buttering toast, right? And we don't want to miss a single nook or cranny. And especially want to get a little extra of that lubrication in the places that feel stale. Drop into gravity. One more breath. Fill the entire container of your body. And exhale here. So slowly, we're going to inhale and bring our legs back through center. Press into the heels, pick up the hips and turn them even. And then hug the thighs up toward the belly, hands over shins. You don't have to squeeze in super close if that feels like too much. Just allow your hips to flex and breathe down into the low back. Nice. Breathe out of the low belly. And then you can release your feet to the floor, arms out like cactus arms, elbows in line with shoulders. Drop into gravity. We're going to inhale, pick up the hips, scoot them over to the left, and then exhale, lower the legs to the right. And again, if that left shoulder blade starts to come up off the floor, it's an indication that the shoulders are tight and maybe there's some shortening in the left side waist as well. So we want to bring the floor up to us so that we can find our foundation, settle into it evenly, and then work with our breath. Turn your gaze either toward the ceiling, or if it feels okay and doesn't clench up your shoulder, you can turn your gaze to look a little bit to the left. Big breath in, drenching that entire left side waist. Long, slow breath out. Feeling how just the act of breathing into places that have become closed or constricted as a result of injury or body patterning, just that touch of breath is sometimes enough to restore sensation. And if we can stay with a long, slow, rhythmic breath, we can train the mind away from identifying pain as quite so painful. Start to find steadiness and ease, even in the midst of places of discomfort. And like this, we restore space and faculty. Inhale, bring your face back to center if you turned it. And bring the legs back to center. Press into the heels, pick up the hips, turn the hips even, and lower the sacrum down. Good, when you're ready, you can inhale both thighs in, take the hands to the shins, and just give yourself a squeeze. One more breath. Inflating into the back body. Nice. Exhale, empty. Now we'll release our feet to the floor and we're going to come up as easy as possible. We're going to roll over onto the right side, press the left palm into the ground, and then come up to sit. We roll our way up to sit through the right side because that takes pressure off of our hearts and our organs. We can move our bolsters off to the side for now, and we're going to come up onto all fours. And on all fours, we're going to tuck under our toes, spread our fingers out, and with an exhalation, round our spine and just shift our hips back a little bit toward our heels, only going as far as feels good. And then inhaling, shift forward again, hips over shoulders. Hips over knees, shoulders over wrists, and inhale, lift the face. Exhale, round the spine, look up at your belly, only move as far as feels good. Shift your hips back towards your heels, press the floor away. Do this 3 more times. Inhale forward, lift the sit bones, drop the belly, open the chest, look up. Exhale, gently round the spine and ease the hips back toward the heels. Move with your breath to find the state of yoga where the mind, the body, and the breath are all concentrated and doing the same thing. And they're concentrated and doing the same thing. Inhale forward, as if you could distill down to 100%. Exhale, round, shift your hips back, your purest state. Inhale forward to shoulders over wrists. Now, on an exhalation, we're going to extend the left leg back. If you were with us last week, you'll recognize this posture. And remember that engagement of our core, drawing our front body to our back body, is going to really help us find stability here. We can keep the toes down if this is enough, just rolling back into the heel to feel that calf stretch. If we would like to take this a little deeper, we could maybe lift the left heel up off the floor and reach from the core through that left heel, keeping the hips even in and eye to the sky. Maybe we're going to inhale our right arm alongside our right ear and try to soften and find stretch. while also gathering into center. One more breath here. And on the exhale, lower the left foot and the right hand. Now, we're going to pivot onto the outer edge of the left foot and shift our right shin off the right side of the mat. And then inhale our left hand up overhead and rest here. Exhale, press the hips slightly forward. You doing okay, Ron?
Yes.
Outer edge of the left foot presses to the floor. Right hand can press a little forward. We're going to inhale, turn the left palm forward, making sure that the humerus bone turns in its socket. And then exhale, the arm over the ear and cheek. Nice lateral stretch. You doing all right?
Yes.
So left outer edge of the foot keeps pressing down, and as we inhale, we stretch through the whole left side waist, trying to remember to neutralize our ribs. And as we exhale, squeeze out the belly, making sure right hand is a little in front of the right shoulder so we're not stacked. And then turn the gaze to look down, left hand comes down, pivot onto the ball of the left foot, and then we're just going to ease back to a child's pose. Now, you could gather your bolster and bring this bad boy on the mat with you so that you are then elevated and can rest.
That's nice.
So, big, huge breath in to the back body. Big breath out. Let yourself drape on the bolster. Receive the support. In through the nose. Fill up to the skin. Out through the nose or mouth. Drop everything. One more time. Good. So we're going to come up and do the other side because in yoga we are aimed to balance. And so we're going to extend the right leg straight on back, toes to the floor. Internally rotate the thigh, feel those muscles working a bit. And especially if you have low back injury or even knee issues, right? We want to make sure that we're lengthening fully from not just quadricep into calf, but drawing into the belly so we're stable in the pelvis as well. That way everything can line up. Now we're going to inhale and lift the right leg, maybe, right? And if everything is aligned properly, then the communication between the core and the heel is intact, right? All those muscles snug. We're going to inhale left arm. Transmit that energy up to the fingertips. Careful not to turn into a U shape in your belly. Draw that front body in. And then exhale, we're going to lower the left hand and the right toe tips down. Now we're going to shift right outer edge of the foot parallel to the back of the mat, left shin off the left side of the mat. Inhale, right arm up. Press the hips slightly forward, exhale here. Spreading the distance between the outer edge of the right foot pressing back and the left hand pressing forward. What would happen, Ron, if you took your left hand and slid it a little bit forward and then press the hand forward to feel your side waist turn on? Different, right?
Yeah.
Turn your tricep back towards your rib cage. Left tricep back toward rib, press your hand forward. Left tricep, tattoo, tricep. So check out my arm, right? This could happen, or watch this. That can happen. Yes, fingertips forward. Now as you do that, you feel your side waist ignite, right?
Yeah.
So now it's not just loading in your shoulder. You can rebound that energy up to your fingertips. Turn your right palm forward, and then exhale, arm over ear and cheek. Now counterbalance that reach by pressing the outer edge of the foot toward the back of the mat, hips forward, slide your right shoulder away from your ear. So like, imagine drawing your deltoid, yes! Big breath in. And then we're gonna exhale, look down at the top of the mat, right hand down, pivot. And go ahead, ease yourself back to a child's pose. You're welcome to grab that bolster if you like. Big breath in. And then let it go. Like clearing out a sponge, right? Inhale to fill it all the way up. And exhale to squeeze it out. Good, one more. Awesome. So, we are going to bring ourselves up onto all fours. Easiest way to transition here, we're going to cross our ankles behind us and come back to sit. From sitting, we're gonna bring our feet to the floor. Take your time, ease yourself down on your back. Take your strap with you, right? Whatever you're using for your strap. Ooh, take your block with you also. And then come to lie down. So strap off to the side for now, and we're gonna extend our left leg long. And hug the right thigh in, give it a little squeeze, and just like we practiced in our last session together, we're gonna kick the shin up into the hands to realign the low back, slide the right outer hip away from the side waist. Now take a breath to feel how this feels, like aligned in your pelvis. Exhale to empty. Staying long in the left side body, it doesn't have to be aggressive. Now, we're either going to extend this right leg all the way up without our strap, or if we need strap because our hamstrings are tight, we're going to take a strap to the sole of our foot and give ourselves as much strap as we need to be able to extend the leg fully through the hamstring-ish, right? As full as possible. Does that feel okay on your low back?
Yeah.
Now, we're gonna see if we can slide our shoulders down the back and reach through both front and back of the leg while employing that right outer hip away from the side waist. One more breath here. I know it's a lot. Ride the sensation up the length of the right ham, and then exhale, soften the shoulders to the floor, empty the belly. Good. Now, we're gonna gently bend this right knee, release the strap from the foot, slide the left foot to the floor, and cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Now, some of us are going to stay here, just gently pressing the right shin forward with the right foot gently flexed so that we feel the right outer hip kind of fans open, sacrum is level. Take a breath. Can you feel this as an opening in your right hip?
Yeah, very open.
Okay. Now, if this is enough for you, you're going to stay here and be really honest about that and just breathe, enjoying the diaphragmatic breath and its effects. If you'd like to take this into a deeper hip opener and you have access, you may gather the left thigh toward the belly, interlace the hands or your strap behind that left thigh. Now, if your shoulders and head are pulling away from the floor, you're going to give yourself even more strap and then relax the shoulders so that the back body is your foundation and doesn't feel like a balled up fist. Now, nice big breath in, gather the left thigh towards you, and as you exhale, see if you can gently press the right shin forward, empty your belly. So good. Take another breath, trying to find all of these actions at once. So there's no dominant action here. There's just you breathing in this shape holistically. Okay, one more. And then we're going to exhale, gently release the left foot to the floor, uncross the right leg, and place the foot down. Pause for the effect. Probably one side feels a little longer and lighter. And then we're going to extend the right leg long and hug the left thigh in and give it a squeeze. And find your breath. Kick that shin, outer hip away from side waist. Now notice all we really did today in practice was open the hips and shoulders and find some gentle articulation in the spine. But notice how already the quality of energy may have shifted for you. You can go ahead and grab your strap if you need it. We're going to extend the left leg straight on up to the sky. Now, as we do this, we're stretching quadricep, side waist, hamstring, calf, right? Not just that hand. Now find your breath. Working with the breath as if kind of like filing down a jagged edge. So not weed whacking, right? But gently softening the edge. Now with an exhalation, we're going to slowly release and lower the left foot to the floor. Slide the right foot to the floor, cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Gently flex the foot. Press the left thigh forward. Right hand can be on the right side of the pelvis to make sure it stays even. Just find your breath. Once you find your breath, are sure you're not transmitting tension up into the shoulders and face. We're going to pick up the right foot and maybe strap goes around the back of the right thigh, or interlace the hands and draw that thigh close. Now notice I'm active all the way to the tips of my toes, right? Because no action here should supersede any other action. And through the nose, going right up to sensation. And as you exhale, seeing if you can allow for it to process out, whatever that sensation was. Another breath. Good. All of the attention rests on the breath. Take another breath in. And exhale. Good. So we're going to slowly release one foot to the floor. Uncross and extend the other foot to the floor. And extend both legs out long. So let's cross right ankle over left ankle. Inhale, palms up overhead. Let the palms slightly touch. We're going to pick up the feet and just about an inch over to the left. Scoot them over. And then if possible, just scoot the upper body over about the same amount. Now neutralize your pelvis and rib cage and take a breath up the right side waist. Just opening those channels. Exhale, shoot energy out of your fingertips and toe tips. Good. Inhale, slide back to center, and we're just going to cross this to the other side. So left ankle crosses over right ankle, and then slide the feet about an inch or two to the right. Meet yourself there in the upper hemisphere. Neutralize the pelvis. Neutralize the rib cage. Now remember, neutral means no activation. So imagine your pelvis was like a bowl and you're trying not to dump any liquid out of that bowl. And then inhale, come back to center and uncross the legs. And so we're just gonna hug thighs to belly, take a little squeeze. Inhale to lift the forehead toward the knees if appropriate. If that doesn't feel good, don't do it. On an exhale, we'll slowly lower ourselves down. And slide the legs out long. And if you found supportive that bolster at the beginning of practice, you are totally welcome to take that bolster and place it behind the backs of the knees here. It's a good idea to release that low back if there's feeling any tension. The legs can be out wide. Arms out to the side, palms face up. If you tend to feel tension in the back of your skull from the firmness of the floor, you could slide a blanket behind the back of your head to support you. Lying on the back in Shavasana, take a nice big breath into the whole of your body. Imagine inflating it like if you blew into a rubber glove. And then exhale and let everything billow down to the ground and let go of your breath control. Feel yourself heavy. Drop every bone. Allow the eyes to gently flutter over or gently allow your eyelids to flutter over your eyes and smooth out the skin of the forehead. And so we're just going to let ourselves rest heavily in the support of the ground. And I'm going to talk you through some points in the body that I'd like you to follow my instruction, taking your attention to each point as it's named. So taking a nice big breath in. One more time, exhale into heaviness. And then take your attention to the very center of your forehead. Just allow that space to feel like it's filling with light. And then draw your awareness down to the notch of your throat, imagining that stream of starlight following your attention right to the center of your throat. Take your attention over to your right shoulder socket. And then from your right shoulder socket to your right elbow, right wrist, right tip of thumb, right index finger, right middle finger, right ring finger, right pinky, right wrist, right elbow, center of throat, left shoulder socket, left elbow, left wrist, left thumb, left index finger, left middle finger, left ring finger, left pinky, left wrist, left elbow, left shoulder, center of throat, heart center, solar plexus, navel, pubic bone, right hip, right knee, right ankle, right big toe, right second toe, right third toe, right fourth toe, right pinky toe, right ankle, right knee, right hip, pubic bone, left hip, left knee, left ankle, left big toe, left middle toe, left third toe, left fourth toe, left pinky toe, left ankle, left knee, left hip, pubic bone, navel, solar plexus, heart center, center of throat, center of forehead. Relax your whole body. As you're ready, start to take in the sounds around you and feel the texture, feel the temperature of the air, and start to bring your awareness up to your skin. Start to interact with the air, wiggling your fingers and toes. Take your time as you come back into your skin. And any stretch that feels good as you start to wake up. Coming back slowly, we're going to step our feet to the floor. Roll gently to the right, rest in a fetal pose. Giving yourself absolute permission to always start fresh. And then pressing down with the left hand, slowly build yourself back up to sit. Crossed ankles, the palms rest in the lap so you can ground. Keep your eyes closed for just a moment so you can feel the effect of your practice. And then And the last sense that we set free is the eyes, because that activates the mind. So let's slowly lift the lid, soft gaze. How you feeling, Ron?
Feeling really good.
Good.
Thank you.
That's good to know. So for anyone who enjoyed that last portion of class, that relaxation is a version of Yoga Nidra that can help to deeply relax and undo held tensions in the body that are often associated with chronic pain. Thank you guys all so much for joining us. Thanks to Apothecarium and Alera for hosting us. Hope to see you next time.
See you next time.
Namaste.